So you want to call your ex? Well, don't. She doesn't deserve you. Hey guys, I'm back at TutsByKai. I'm Kai, and today we're back once again. And today we're talking about how to render out your images and your materials in Blender. Now, I've done this before in the past, but they have changed a couple of things, so I want to do a little once-over real quick. So let's say you have a object in Blender like this, where you have a material that you want to render out. Now, I've rendered out this super low poly foam because I'm trying to do like PS1 graphics kind of stuff. So I need to take this image, this texture, and then bring this to GIMP or Photoshop or whatever else so I can draw over top of it so I can see exactly where the textures are going to lay. Now, the issue is that when I try to UV unwrap it like I've done, you know, go into tab, hit U, Smart UV Project, right? It just shows up with this black outline around everything. Now, what we're going to do is the way to fix this, we're going to swap over to cycles. If you're in Eevee, this won't work. You have to be in cycles just for this little bit here, just so you can render this image out. And we're going to scroll down in the main render tab here, but scroll all the way down until we see the category that says bake right here, right? And now what we're going to do is if I hit bake, it's not going to actually do anything because I'm not using diffuse materials. These are all these colors, these individual colors, so I can see what face is which face when I go and draw like the pixel art on it and stuff. These are all emission materials. They're all emission materials. They're all under one like little thing here, right? And they're all different emission materials. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to this and we're going to choose whatever type our material is. So if you want everything with the shadowing and the lighting of your scene and the ambient occlusion, do combined. If you just want a shadow pass, which is only the shadows of your image and your object, then choose shadow. But for me, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to choose diffuse because diffuse, I don't have any diffuse textures. I only have emission textures. So I'm going to go ahead and set this to emission, and then we should be good to go. Now, if you are using diffuse materials or principal BSDF shaders or whatever you're doing, make sure you uncheck indirect and direct, because if you don't, then it'll include the lighting of your scene, and you don't want that for your textures, obviously. So make sure you uncheck those. But if you're like me and you're using emission materials, make sure you choose emission. And then the biggest thing here is that won't work until you do it. You have to go ahead and actually go to all of your materials. I'll go to shader editor, and you have to put in your image texture. So when you go to the UV image editor, this is the big part, so you got to pay attention to this bit here. If you go to your UV image editor, you need to add in a new material. Hit the little plus button that's up here, right? And then create a new material. And then, oh, that's not what I want to do. And then we'll just call this like, you know, Dave or whatever, right? Now, what you need to do is go to every material that you want to render out. So I had to do this for all of these different colors, and I went ahead and I put in my image texture. So hit Shift A, search image texture, boom, and then just hit this little button here, open it up, and put it right there. You don't have to connect it. You don't have to do anything to it. You don't have to do anything at all. That's it. All right. And then once you've done that on all of these materials, boom, 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 boom. Look at that. I'm efficient, very efficient. And I'm also sexy, but that's a different conversation. We go back to the render editing right here, the render properties tab, and then we hit bake, right? And then when we do that, watch, hold on, wait. Boom. And then now all of our textures and all of our colors come out. And now I can easily take this image and go to GIMP, go to Photoshop, go wherever, and then just draw over it. And I know exactly what face I'm looking at because I can just come back to Blender and look, oh, that's the green side. That's the right-hand side. Oh, the pink. Oh, that's the front of the phone. This is a phone, by the way, like the phone thing that, like, yeah, whatever. And then you go, oh, this side's this side, so you can cross-reference. Now, we have one more thing I want to do here. Now, if you see these little overlap pieces, these little gross, weird things that it's creating, don't like those, don't want those. So the way we fix that is we go down to margin down here, and instead of it being adjacent faces or extended, we don't care about that. We're going to turn this from 16 pixels to 0 pixels, and we're going to once again hit bake on our image, and then boom, all of those weird extra pieces are completely gone, and now we are left with only the clear-cut, clean faces that we need to go ahead and actually start drawing our pixel art or our textures onto our image. Very, very helpful, very useful. Hopefully, if you were looking for this, you finally found it. This is a huge one. I've done something similar to this a couple years ago, but I hope this helped you out. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial, but until then, bye-bye.